This is the brand new Apple Vision Pro that was just released the other day. And this is the first generation Apple Vision Pro. And at first glance, you might not see a bunch of differences because there isn't a ton. There's only really two, but as a power user like me who uses it almost every day, I think those differences are worth it. Let's go over them. So the first night and day difference is this bad boy, the dual knit band. With the main change from the last year's Vision Pro being the top strap here that accommodates the back strap that hugs the back of your head. One thing that they're not talking about as much though, that to me was the big difference, is that they added a bunch of weight into the actual back headband itself, which at first sounds counterintuitive for comfort, but it balances the Vision Pro much better on your head, having it not feel as front-loaded by balancing that weight out. And then that top strap just makes for night and day comfort when it's sitting on top of your head. Even better, the adjustment is so seamless. There's this little dial here to tighten it up. Now, the other big change is actually on the inside of the headset with the new M5 chip, which gives it a whole bunch of performance boosts. And to show you that, I'm actually gonna jump into this thing with you. It's able to render at about a 10% higher resolution, and even more crucially, show at 120 hertz refresh rate, which means 120 frames per second, which makes movements, whether it's things in the real world that you're seeing or animations, like my widgets up here, all just look so much more smooth and lifelike. I cannot express to you guys how much of a difference this small boost in graphics performance makes when just interacting with this thing on a day-to-day. It also makes the persona experience so much better. If you haven't seen these before, they're absolutely incredible. It's basically an avatar that you scan your face with, and you could do things like take FaceTime calls with people. It mimics your eye movement, your mouth movement. It is truly insane, and when you have a call with somebody in this persona experience, it generally feels like you're making eye contact with somebody and talking with them, and the small little graphics boost that they got to show little things like hairs and skin texture takes it truly to the next level. And then the big one for me personally, which may be a little bit specific, is its ability to render 3D objects. This is genuinely like the best way to interact with like 3D objects. I think you can really get in there, check things out, move things around. This experience used to be a little bit clunkier on the older headsets, but with the new M5, it is so smooth and so seamless, and the whole experience is honestly pretty organic. This, to me personally, is the biggest night and day difference from the M5 chip on the headset. Anyway, while it's not a night and day difference from the last headset, as a daily user, I'm definitely happy about the upgrade. I wouldn't recommend most people upgrade to it if they have the previous one. The differences aren't that significant, but I'm very impressed with it. I'm very impressed with the M5. I'll continue daily driving the Vision Pro for some of my work stuff. And honestly, I'm just happy Apple's still innovating with this thing because I genuinely can't get enough of it even after using it every day. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Apple just released 3 new products. One of them is really exciting, but you probably missed the whole announcement, so here's everything you need to know in under a minute. All of these revolve around the new chip they just released, the M5, which is the CPU and GPU in all their computers. They're saying it's gonna have over 50% better graphics performance than the M4, which is crazy because the previous M4 chip was already incredible at what it did. The CPU is about 20% faster, and the big thing nobody's talking about is they're increasing the unified memory bandwidth about 30%. I don't have time to explain exactly what this means, but it's a pretty big deal, and it's gonna make literally everything you do on the computer a better experience. Okay, so with this chip, 3 new products. One, the new MacBook Pro, that's pretty much the same as the old model, except it has the new chip. Battery life is also a little bit longer. And a new modem, which you probably won't notice, but it means better wireless connectivity. It's gonna come in silver and space black. We also got it in the iPad Pro, which again, very little has changed except it has the new chip. Again, space black and silver, the performance you're getting in a tablet with the M5 in it is gonna be insane. And lastly, the big one for me, the Vision Pro is getting the M5. To me, this is a big deal for 2 reasons. First, with the faster graphics chip, they're now gonna be able to run the screens at 120 hertz, which means 100 frames per second, which means much smoother footage when you're looking through the Vision Pro. This is a really big deal for something like a headset where everything you see is a screen. And equally as big, if not bigger of a deal, they're gonna be able to drive the displays at a slightly higher resolution. These are already some of the best displays on a headset, so I'm really curious to see how much better these could actually look. But I'm mainly excited about it because it shows they're still taking the Vision Pro seriously. I'm a daily user of this thing for work, and they've been kind of quiet with updates on it, so I'm stoked to see that they're still rolling out new hardware, and I think the future for the Vision Pro is bright. Anyway, that's all the new stuff Apple released. Thanks for watching. Bye.